Care. Jimmy cracks corn and I don't care. Jimmy cracks corn and I don't care. My master's gone away. Good morning, children. That's from Bugs Bunny, which is probably made illegal now. What is that song? That's something you guys want a catchy song. You want a happy song in these times of quarantines and stay the fuck home. Let's look that up. Jimmy cracks corn and I don't care. That's a great song to have in your head. Burl Ives. Did he sing this? Hang on. He did Silver and Gold. As we like to call it a different thing on the Masculine Geeks. I don't know if you guys can hear this. Oh. So here it is. I've heard it said that this song was a favorite of that very famous. Oh, they just introduced it as this is a song that Abraham Lincoln liked. When I was young, I used to wait on master and gave him his plate and passed him the bottle when he got dry and brush away the blue tail fly. Jimmy crack corn and I don't care. Jimmy crack corn and I don't care. Jimmy crack corn and I don't care. My master's gone away. And when he'd ride in the afternoon, I'd follow after with a hickory broom. These lyrics. And all you dipshit, fuck the bitch and the hose, with the cum and the fun. Let's, what? What's Nikki Vajaj? Nikki Vanaj? The plastic person with the brown face. Nicki Minaj. Lyrics. Yeah, look, she's all plastic. Here we got 1-900-Miss Minaj. Would you know? Can't stop, won't stop. Playtime is over. Click, clack, 40 bars. Dilly dally one. We can't mention that word. Sticks in my bun. I done put 2 sticks in my bun, so they recognize you when I come. I'm like, run, DNC like run. Listen, mammy, I'm the motherfucking one. Is that what music has become now? Like the most popular, it's just you brag and see how, it's not even crass. It's just like, you, oh, yeah, dang, motherfuckers. Is there any craft? I'm not a big music guy. I'm not big poetry. You guys know that. You don't like me. You just like my flow. Just book a show, but I might not go. Word I can't say because of my color skin. Said he didn't have a poll for my oh, damn. Oh, really? Really? Oh, I want to fucking kill everything. Damn why another word Aaron can't say because he's not the right race and everybody fuck up my dough. Fucking low grade slop. What trollop? Is that the word I'm looking for? Just and you people trollop a woman. Oh, this is more appropriate. I thought trollop meant like a reprobate, but this is a woman who has many casual sexual encounters or relationships. Now, maybe that's more appropriate for Nicki Minaj. Oh, gosh. See, now that you guys are all quarantined, you can, now's the time you could binge on Bugs Bunny. Maybe you could introduce it to your children. Parents are discovering all across America there's other people that live there. They're about half their size. Anyway, see the rest with Jimmy Cracks Corn. The pony being rather shy when bitten by the blue tail fly. Jimmy cracks corn and I don't care. Jimmy crack corn and I don't care. Jimmy crack corn and I don't care. My master's gone away. One day he ride around the farm. The flies so numerous they did swarm. When chance to bite him on the thigh, the devil take the blue tail fly. What's the blue tail fly? And then the refrain. The pony run, he jump, he pitch. He threw my master in the ditch. He died and the jury wondered why. The verdict was the blue-tailed fly. And then Bugs Bunny, he's mining the big carrots. Do you remember this episode? Come on, these are funny-looking trees. Because he walks into, I think, see, that's what they did. They'll let your mind figure it out on your own. I think he went into, like, Paul Bunyan's backyard unknowingly. And Paul Bunyan had this big dog because Paul Bunyan was big. I think the dog was just guarding the garden. And then Bugs Bunny was like, yeah, these are funny-looking trees. And it's gigantic celery. And then all of a sudden, he comes up, crowd of carrots, like smells like carrots. And it's just this big wall. You think, well, this is a wall. He takes a little finger and scratches it, tastes it, his ears go, bing! He's like, Eureka, I found it! He mines carrots. He's singing this, and this dog comes after him. Oh no, we get Pussy Vajaj singing, you hit me, you boo, look out, bro, here. They lay him under a simon tree. His epitaph is there to see. Beneath the stone I'm forced to lie, the victim of the blue-tailed fly. Songwriters. Wait, Burl Ives? Did Burl Ives come up with this? Hang on. That can't be right. What's the Wikipedia on that? Jimmy Crack Corn. Burl Ives is the same guy that sang silver and gold. There's some wicked lyrics for you low-grade reprobates. Everyone loves the silver and gold. How do you measure its worth? Everybody with me now. Just by the pleasure it gives here on earth. Silver and gold, Nicki Vajaj. What disease are in her cooch? It's probably really stinky. It would be nice if she killed herself. All right. Jimmy Crack Corn, A Blue-Tailed Fly is an American song which first became popular during the rise of the black-faced minstrelsy. Blackface minstrelsy. I guess it just means blackface when white dudes put on it. In the 1840s through performances by the Virginia Minstrels. Oh. It's a comedy troupe in the 1900s. All right. It regained currency as a folk song in the 1940s at the beginning of American folk music revival, and has since become a popular children's song. Really? When have you ever heard that during your childhood except for Bugs Bunny? Over the years, several variants have appeared. Most versions include some idiomatic African English, though sanitized general American versions now predominate. The basic narrative remains intact. On the surface, the song is a black slave's lament over his white master's death in a horse riding accident. The song, however, can be and is interpreting as having a subtext of celebration about that death and of the slaves having contributed to it through deliberate negligence or even deniable action. I didn't get that. I thought it was just I just remember Bugs Bunny mining gigantic carrots. They kind of ruin it, don't they? Can this song just be a song about a fly that bucked the horse, and you just like the song of it? Even the song "My Angel is a Centerfold." Do we have to delve into the deep philosophical analytics? Someone was telling me. I want to say it was more than just an acquaintance. It was a friend, somebody I know. Who was it? He was telling me about his mother or grandmother. Was it Michael Kingswood, another author? God, that sounds so weird referring to myself as an author. It was an accident, truly, honestly, and true. I never set out to do it, no. He was telling me about an elderly woman who he was related to. This may not be Michael Kingswood. And she had a master's in English. And it was one of those jokes where, author writes, the paper was blue. And then some English major, some doctorate comes in. Well, it's a metaphor for the underlying eternal crisis. And this is what the author meant. The paper was blue. And that's what it's this song, however, can be interpreted as having a subtext of celebration about that death and of the slaves having contributed through deliberate negligence or even deniable action. It's somebody singing some happy, catchy tune about a fly that went around, the horse bucked and killed both the horse and the slave owner. I didn't even know there was a slave owner in this. I thought it was because of the sound, my master's gone away. Okay, that indicates there's a slave. But you never delve more. Why do you have to ruin everything? It's not there. Why do you see things that aren't there? And the reason why is people with master's degrees in literature or English or theater, as our good friend, cynical libertarian says. Because they don't want to write. They're too lazy. I mean, what does this chocolate ice cream with the whipped cream and the cherries and sprinkles on top? What does it mean? It means a lot of sugar for my little niece. A lot of tasty goodness. That's it. Oh, but what's the chef trying to say? Nothing, you fucking low-grade schmutz. It's just a Sunday. It's just a catchy song. And you're making it way too complex. What if you had that mind? You just go on a flight, or maybe not anymore. You're about to sit in your chair. What does the fabric mean? What were the designers of this plane trying to... here's a place to park your butt, and it's made of shitty, lightweight materials so they can make as much fucking money as possible. So there you go, Jimmy Crack's Corner. I don't care. How you kids doing? I don't know about your guys' state, but everything's shut down here. And welcome to my world, boys and gentlemen. Welcome to Cappy's world. Oh, won't it be great to stay at home and work? Well, you got your wish come true, guys. It's come true. Now you all get to work from home, and it's going to be a grand old time. Let me tell you, it's going to be a wonderful time. Here in Minnesota, they shut pretty much everything down for 10 days. Except for all the men that got to go out and do HVAC and wiremen and all, the people that keep the world going around. And all you oppressed women's are just, you could go. You girls want to go and transport the gas? Do you want to go make sure the water towers are working right? Huh? Oh, you don't have the skills. But hey, you got that Masters of English to go and interpret what you think the architectural meaning of the water tower was. Get it above the rest of the height of the houses so there's water pressure. So I can't go to the gym. The cigar lounge is closed. There's nothing. And I was speculating with the GF last night. I say, you think? And I was allowed to, let me dream. Let the captain dream. I was thinking okay, so I stay at home all the time. And I got, and I got to get out. I got to go see people. I got to go meet people. But they have been out working all the time. And it's like the dog or the cooped up kid at home. And, if the parents come, they don't want to play with the dog or the kid. They want to stay at home, drink their beer, and watch their television. And so it is pulling teeth. So much so I don't do it anymore. That's why I go to the cigar lounge because, that's other guys wanting to escape their wife, basically. That's gone. And the rest, you see, and now it's all laziness. It's all laziness. Restaurants were packed. I saw an uptick. So first, it's all the private companies not laying people off, not furloughing, but saying, hey, work from home. I'm like, people aren't going to go out. But that was the first bit of not anecdote, but empirical evidence. The restaurants are more busy than ever. Oh, yeah, grocery stores, people still go for that, but the restaurants were really busy. I told the GF, I said, I wonder if this is people being cooped up at home for 2 or 3 days. And they got to get out. Because there was a noticeable, measurable difference in the restaurants, the attendance, how packed they were. Despite, oh my God, we're going to die. And then I extrapolated that. I'm like, people are getting cabin fever, I bet. I bet you that's what it is. And then I was allowed to dream. I was allowed to have hope. But will my friends come out and play? Will they want to come out and play? Now that they know, now they have visited Cappy Land. Now they're dressed like me. They got their coffee. Holy shit, you know we could do this from home? This is great. 5 hours later, I gotta get out of here. Ah. Sound like Philippe from Von Dom Johnson. So I had a little bit of hope. Oh, people are going out now. Maybe people will rediscover life. We're going to stay in. We're kind of tired. We're going to stay in. Put a bullet in your head if you can stay in all the time. Jesus. And they're going out. Now, the governor, along with whatever levels of government, I don't know. I just, what? I can't go. By law, I can't. Fine, I'm not going. The place is closed. Can't go to my gym. All right, fine. Cigar line, okay. So last night, getting like the last final round of whatever goods we may have wanted. I say, I wonder, because I'm thinking ahead, should I set up like a poker game? Should I? Because I'm anticipating people are going to need to come out. People are going to need some kind of socializing. People are they're going to get stir crazy. They're going to get cabin fever. And I just got to look from the GF and like, you know, what's his name? Tommy Lee Jones from No Country for Old Men with the newspaper. You're right. They're just going to stay. So I don't know. It's a gamble. Are people going to go out? My dream is the phone's going to go out. Hey, Cappy, what's going on? You didn't fucking take the soul out of your life. You keep on going. You do. What's out there in the outside world? We've just been going to work and going to home and going to work and going home. Cappy, is there things to do in the outside? How do you live life? And I'm like, what? Welcome to the land of Cappy. I will be your guide. I will lead you to the promised land of happiness. This is called a pool hall. In the olden days, in your olden life, if you remember, we would come here with quarters and we would play pool. This is a bowling alley. Gaze upon its shiny floors with its spheres of magic and wonderment as we roll it down the redneck pins. This is called a jazz club. Notice the musicians strumming away, filling the room with music, wonder melodious tones that does not have bitchy vajaj singing crap. And then I, like Moses, will lead the socialites, not the Canaanites or the Israelites, the socialites into a new and social world. And they're like, hey. Then we'd have great conversation. We'd have deep, like we did back in our 20s and early 30s. Everyone got married and old. But then the look I got, no, you're right. It's probably not going to happen. It's not going to happen. No. Okay. I'll go back to playing Call of Duty World War II. It's so sad that you get to the point where I'm like, I don't care about it. I bought Mega Man 11. I played it for like 5-10 minutes. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah. I'm not that excited anymore. Nothing's new. But I'm forecasting this is going to be true. It is going to happen one way or another. People are going to get stir crazy. They're going to get bored. I think this is, I know all the bad with the virus and all that, but this is going to be a good experience. A huge net positive. Maybe not for the economy, but it's going to be a huge net positive. Because people are it's like a reset. It's like this much needed vacation. It's like unfucking plug from the Matrix. Stay the fuck at home. Who are these people? Who are you? How long have you been here? You're my son? I'm your dad. What do we do? Oh my God. You'll have dinner at home? Ladies, there's this thing called the kitchen. Familiarize yourself with it. Oh, it could be equally said of men. I know. I'm not a big get your ass in the kitchen type of guy. I'm not. You guys know I'm pro women in STEM. But Jesus Christ, ladies, wouldn't kill you to make a cookie or two. That's degrading. Ah! Oh, yeah, being nice. Sure is degrading. Anything that's nice, that's degrading and depression. Okay. That's like staying thin. Oh, that's oppression. But no, it's going to be good. It's going to be good. You're going to have family night, family games. Oh my God. Would you have to have conversation? Is that what's going to happen? And you know what's sad? You know what's going to be the end of this? It's going to have it'll run its course. Trump says what? July, August, potentially. I don't know. I'm a little bit more optimistic. I think a month is going to go by and when we don't see bodies in the streets, it's going to be like, okay, I'm done. But what's going to end up happening is it's going to be like the end of one of these movies where it was just a dream. You know, the culture, society, the family, the individual man, the individual woman, the kids, they'll all go through this Harrison Bergeron, like where they wipe everyone's mind clean. Like, did something happen? They saw this beautiful performance, this beautiful dance, and then the government makes it look like a dream. But it won't be the government wiping your brains. People just forget. We'll go through this experiment, this experience where we'll have dinner, we'll have to look towards ourselves, we'll have to improve ourselves as individuals. We'll form relationships. Oh my God, not relationships. We'll bond. We'll laugh, we'll cry. We'll slam, we'll rib. And then life will go back to normal. All of a sudden, the all clear signal will be, yep, it's all clear, green lights. And in a matter of 48 hours of commutes and traffic and queuing up at the metered ramps, rushing out to get your lunch during your 30 minutes, your gracious and benevolent boomer employer gave you to go and get sustenance at the same time everybody else does as you wait in line, you queue in line, eat the same fucking unhealthy shit. And the kids queue up back on the bus. They go back to the prison called school. They fall asleep in quasi-catatonic state. As their youth slips away with sands through the hourglass, you come back. Parents are exhausted. Kids are exhausted. You'll slip back. Everything will be back to normal. There'll be status quo. And you'll forget. You'll forget. And just slowly, whatever relationship will be eroded away. They'll be diluted. And we'll all be back to like it was 2019. Running around, commuting. Who are you again? Really, you guys ever have that experience where it's been so long and you know you had that experience? Like, no, that was real. That wasn't a dream. But by God, you've had dreams that seem more real. Like, did that really happen? And it's the absurdity of it, too. A lot of times, like, I can't believe that happened. Well, am I sure? No, that was real. I remember telling myself, this actually happened. This has formed me as an individual. That wasn't a dream. This will not be that pungent. It won't be that strong. This will just be, it will fade. To the point a lot of people, I think, on their deathbed, more because of dementia than anything else, they'll be like, was that real? So I'm hopeful. I'm eternally optimistic. Well, not eternally. I'm optimistic for the next 4 months that someday, people are going to want to, because you can't, here's the thing. It's pigeonholed. You're bottlenecked. You can't go to the clubs. They're closed. You can't go to the bowling alley. They're closed. You can't even go to the gym. They're closed. I'm hoping the energy builds up, that people are so desperate you start having house parties again. Hey, come on. Oh, hey, remember? Well, maybe you don't because a lot of you are too young to remember and everyone's been, you'd refer to families by their last names. Hey, the Filbertsons are coming over. Oh, the Filbertsons. Tosh and Amy and the little kids' sperm produce and egg results. Oh, I love those guys. Oh, yeah. He's a blast. Don't feed him too much booze. You know what happens to Tosh? Oh, man. Oh, and Amy. Oh, Amy. Oh, what a sweet girl. Oh, she makes the greatest fudge nuts. Whatever. The Johnsons are I love the Oh, yeah, the Johnsons are coming over. The kids can play together. Oh, he's a mean pinochle player. Let's play some sheep's head. That's a game only a few people in the Midwest will know about. I'm thinking, is that too much for me to dream? Is that too much? People going to come over? Are they going to come over and play? How sad is it that no one even knows the concept of playing. Adults don't know how to fucking play. Oh, I took the little one out because I went to see Lucifer and Geronimo. As I do. Those kids, they don't know how to niece. They're not going to niece correctly unless they get training. They need training and guidance and investment because they'll just run all over the place, niecing incorrectly. And that's why they need my leadership and investment so that they are nieced properly. So I went to see Lucifer and Geronimo. and kids know how to play, man. So, do you want to play Barbie? They discovered Barbie. No, and Uncle Aaron does not want to play Barbie. Now, thankfully, there's the Gia. Hey, go play Barbie. Something about naked plastic figures that doesn't. I don't know if it's worse that there is a genitalia or there would be genitalia. I just. Why aren't they clothed? Why are they always naked? Put some fucking clothes on your dolls. You don't see them running around naked in the real world, do you? So, the big one, Lucifer, do you want to play doll? And then I said, do you guys, because I always take, I said, get him out of the house. Hey, you guys want to go get, and it's candy, cake, ice cream. There's several venues that are within the area of their house that I go to. And I try and take them to different places. The key thing, let me tell you the key. You got to think like a kid, guys. Let me tell you how to, I will tell you how to uncle because you guys are amateur uncles. And when you get to that point, you will know you'll have the secrets of uncling. You can't just take them to McDonald's. They got to see it. They got to see the display, the array of sugar in its various states of form. So they get excited. For example, if you go to McDonald's to get ice cream, they don't see the ice cream. It's behind, especially through the drive-thru. They don't see it. It just comes out of a machine. There it is. There you go, kid. There's your ice. That's not. They got to see it. So you go to bakeries. You go to a 31 Flavors or Sebastian Joe's. Chad Elkins knows that one. So is Matt Baldoni. They could visually see what and the colors, and then they get excited. And Geronimo's little, so sometimes I got to pick her up because she can't, her angle of vision doesn't see the top shelf of the pastries. So I pick her up and bring her across there. And then they get excited. Then you get them this, you get them that. Now, you get them whatever they want, as long as it doesn't melt. Ice cream, you only get one ice cream, and then they share amongst them. But pastries and donuts, you can get them a couple because then they'll take it home. And then you pump them full of sugar. And then they get crazy. They get all excited, and then you drop them off at the parents' house. So anyway, I took Geronimo, the little one, out. Are we live? Don't tell me I've been going on this long and we haven't. Oh, there we go. Okay, I want to make sure. So I take the big one doesn't want to go and drive around. I take the little one out. Little one wants to go out proper. She just can't go out with the clothes. No, so she got a purple skirt. She gets her hat, gets all pride, like they do this on their own, puts on her sparkly silver shoes. Like, okay. And now she's ready to go. So I pick her up, I put her in the strap at the back because they got to go in their kid seat. And we go out. And the two places I went to they're shutting down because of the coronavirus. And they didn't have a display of donuts. One place shut, they didn't even have the ice cream. And it ended up becoming a adventure, and normally I'd be frustrated and pissed. She was having the time of her life because it was adventure. We're going to try another. And we ended up having to go get the ice cream at McDonald's anyway, because that was the only place that was open. Geronimo didn't care. Ended up, what did we do? Because Lucifer wanted ice cream. So we had to go to McDonald's. That was the only place we could find. Every other place was shut down or out. And then she got full of sugar somehow because she went crazy later on that day. What did I get her? Oh, I found a bakery, Rice Krispie treat, the size of Wyoming, with sparkles and chocolate and everything. She ate that. So we got back. And then about an hour later, we're doing a puzzle. And You can see the sugar kicking in because the drowned little one's like, I place it, I do it. She's put this, big child puzzle, like maybe 20 pieces, if that. And she's just getting all excited because we're coming to the end of finishing this puzzle. And I had the last piece and I was putting it under the table. And this poor kid, the other one was kind of frantic, but the other one was just like losing. Where's the last piece? Where's the last piece? I say, is this it? Yeah. Again, she's shaking. The little kid is literally shaking. Yeah. I'm like, this one, is this it? Yeah. Like, it's okay. You can. She jumps up and down because she finished the puzzle. And all you have to, this is it. Everything, excitement. Just hold out. Just hold on a little bit. You want that? You want this? You got the sugar? Adventure. Oh, man. To be that excited about a puzzle piece. I'd kill. This one? Yeah. Oh, yeah. And then we finished this little rink-a-dink puzzle. Oh, we did. Oh, I'm not hoping for that much mirth. I know that's not going to happen. I know that's probably not going to happen. But, geez, would be nice. Hey, the Kratowskis are coming over, and we're going to play poker. And all I want is win a good hand or two. That's all the excitement I want. That's all I want. Oh, yeah, kids. Oh, and if any of you happen to know Blippi, I know I talked about Blippi before. I'm trying to explain to the 3-year-old how I don't personally know Blippi. They don't understand. Even the 5-year-old, I don't think they understand celebrityship or scale or numbers. Well, they don't, obviously, because they think there's a network of adults and we just know each other. We go to the adult place and hang out. And Blippi is just like my best buddy right next to me. Well, are you going to Vegas? Well, yeah, I'm going to go. Are you going to see Blippi? It's like, oh, maybe. I mean, yes, there's a chance I might run into him. If anybody, and then now I'm chartered. Oh, well, I want to see Blippi. I'm like, yeah, how long until you turn 7 and you don't care about Blippi anymore? And oh no. So if anybody knows Blippi, and Blippi, if I had billion, this guy is loaded though, by the way. This guy is busy as hell. He does not have time to see every little 3-year-old across the country. But Blippi, if you're listening, if you could send a signed photograph, I will pay you. That'd be kind of neat to run into him. He is a normal guy if you look into his background. And he does live in Vegas. I just run into him. Oh, hey, let me tell you about my nieces that think you are God himself. Let me tell you how high of a cliff my nieces would push me off of just to see you live in concert. Oh, God. Let's get through the super chats. Adriano Ramos, our agent in Perth, our Perthian, our Perthite. What's the word out there, Adriano? Our Perthian agent in the field. Hi from the most isolated city in the world, Perth. I'd imagine that's out there, man. How big is Perth? I always had dreams of living out there when I was younger because of surfing and the beach. Perth population. Oh, 2 million. That's not small. Brisbane, 2.28. Adelaide, 1.3. Yeah, there we go. Scrolling. Wait, there's a girl in here. What's happening, Kate? What are you doing here? This is a guy's show. What's Kate? Well, who let the woman in? God, Susie. Who the hell? What then God's name is going on? Fuck the bonding. I'm growing a garden urban farm. What is with all these women? Oh, that's what I was going to say, though, by the way. So, going forward, I have a feeling, because most people are sheep and zombies and not going to go out. They're not going to socialize. There might be an uptick. We all might have this wonderful experience where we all bond and meet space again and we rediscover old friends. I'm not predicting that. I'm predicting everyone's going to go fucking crazy if we don't have some interaction. It's going to have to be on the internet. So I'm going to probably be doing a fair more amount of podcasts, not official Clarey podcast or older brother podcast. It's just going to be me and the regular fuck around gang getting together, Atham and Chad and Jack. And I'm going to be on a show with Rich Cooper. The 19th, I believe. Is that tomorrow? No. Tomorrow or the day after. I got to check my message. But, just to give you guys something, come on, join the party. Just to get some interaction, because you're not going to have it at work. Trust, you guys think I'm joking. You think, oh, class, I can't. Dude, until you've stayed at home, working at home for 8 hours a day, the world has no idea what's coming. All you white-collar workers who've been working at an office since you graduated from college, not college, graduated from college, you have no idea what's coming your way. None. Beckloff's way wasn't a quote that he came up with, but he uses it regularly. The only thing worse than having a job is not having a job. That's the only thing worse. Shalom. Hello, fellow tribe member. Should the Chi-Coms be held accountable? I don't know. If it turns out, yeah, I mean, if somebody screwed up over there, yeah. You know who should be responsible? Not all of China. It's not like China all did this. It's not like, Yang, the average guy on the street selling bat soup or whatever, him personally is responsible for it. I wouldn't even say it's the government responsible for it. I believe what we should do, this is just Cappy's old world here, because I went to the DMV and I've spent now 10 hours in line at the DMV to get my new upgraded real ID. The person, I don't blame the whole Department of Motor Vehicles. I don't blame the government. I blame Karen. And that's not a real name, but it was a Karen. Here was this 48-year-old, 30-pound overweight woman. I'm filling out my application. It doesn't cost any extra to get the enhanced ID. Oh, it doesn't? Sure. Let's do that. And then she gives me a whole other sheet of paper, which I should have known, guys. I should have known. This now just increased the complexity of this process by 300%, meaning there's 3 times as many things that could go wrong, and absolutely it fucking did. And that's why I had to go back to the DMV 2 more times. And that's what in Cappy's world, I wouldn't blame the head of the Department of Transportation at the state of Minnesota. I wouldn't blame the managers of the Department of Motor Vehicles. I want to hunt down that one person. It's always one person. Always. ADP, my payroll processing company. Don't go with ADP, by the way. There's been 2 people that fucked up now that I've had to spend 3 hours of my life going back saying, here is my mailing address. This is the new mailing address. Mail it here. Oh, we've been sending it to the old place. Yes, I know, because I have now the new owner is sending me my mail because you guys for 3 times now haven't. I don't want to fire the CEO of ADP. I want Phil or Amy or Steve or Punjab, whoever the fuck it is. I want them fired. I want that person, because that's the individual who is responsible. So it's not the Chinese government. Hey, they got a weapons lab. Let's say it's the worst of worst. It's a weapon. It's a bioweapon. I don't think it is, but it's a bioweapon, let's just say. And Yang forgot to punch in the right code, and that's how it escaped. Yeah, let's fucking kill Yang. I'm all for it. Let's hold Yang accountable, but not the Department of Bioweapons at China. Not even how do you hold that? I want it's individual responsibility, individual choice, individual responsibility. You don't want to. What's China? 1.3 billion? You can't just fucking blame 1.3 billion people. So I rarely blame entire groups of people. Except the Jews. No, I'm kidding. It's a joke. Are we capable of that, Google? Are we capable of that, YouTube? Quarter Jew right here, so shut the fuck up and take your fucking... It's funny when you could summarize people by making noise and acting stupid instead of using actual words. My gosh, there's a lot of women in the show. What's going on? Oh, all right. We can have women in the show. They sound like nice gals that talk about cooking, and Kate Adams, Jim, Yeah, my gym's closed. I got to do push-ups at home. Juan's in the house. Look who's back. Back again. Murray. Kind of Murray Salcedo. How do you get a good old American name with Latin last name? Murray. Let's call him Murray. His parents saw an old black and white show back when they were in Mexico in 1987. Let's name our child Murray. That's an American name. Yeah, from 1951. Mark. Oh, good old Mark. The idiots clearing out stores in panic has exterminated any faith I have left in humanity. You had some left? Mark, of all people, you? Because I know your background. Mark is a client of Asshole Consulting. Prices have tripled, by the way, as I take a sabbatical. Did I time that right? Did I time it right to go away from that? Maybe I didn't. Maybe people are so bored they're willing to pay more for Asshole Consulting. But I'm like, I'm taking. But I haven't closed it. It's just that prices have tripled because I didn't want to do it. I want to take some time off. But Mark is a past. I'm surprised you have any faith, Mark. I'm spending this coronavirus time building a model railroad and listening to the Clarey podcast. Yeah, that's what guys, this is a great opportunity. I know it's going to suck in some regards, like being cooped up, trust me. But man, I did a video teaching kids, like, look, you can teach yourself now. And let's just say school is closed for 1 month. Let's just say it's closed for 1 month. You kids can learn more in that 1 month than you have the past 4 years going to school, to show you how quickly you can learn and get a skill. You can learn to play a guitar, maybe not well, but you can learn to play a guitar, model trains, learn how to code, read books. Huh? Well, I wonder if there's some books you guys could read, huh? I wonder if there's books Cappy's got of intellectual intrigue and interest. Mark, send some pictures of the model railroad. That'd be interesting. And for another $9.99, he repeated the same thing. But since I'm a rat bastard capitalist Republican, libertarian really, I'll keep the extra to $9.99. Thanks, Mark. McCoyan, do you think the situation might make some companies pause and consider bringing back some manufacturing to the state? Oh, yes, absolutely, yeah. Here's the thing, McCoyan. I'm going to assume your picture is the same as you. I could be wrong, but you look like a younger guy, and most of my listening audience is younger. Business leaders are not smart. I'm being deadly. I'm not trying to be cheeky or slam on previous bosses. This is true. The truth happens to slam on my previous bosses. That's why none of them are in business anymore. That's why they all retired early or were fired. Okay? You get ahead in a corporate environment, not an entrepreneurial environment, a corporate environment by being a yes man, by being a conformist. Okay? That's how you work more. You don't work smarter. You work harder and you work more. You obey. So to make money, and where the money and the investments, it ultimately comes from the shareholder, right? The share, and you think, well, let's just not have profit. That's so stupid because you don't understand why businesses are formed in the first place. If you eliminated profit, if you want to be like socialists or communists, like the workers should own the means of production, well, then I guess you're not going to have any capital or investors flooding you with investments now, are you? Because you've taken away any Why would I invest $10 million in a company if I'm not going to make, $500,000 or $500,000 or $1 million per year in profits? That's what prompts investment. That's what forms businesses, is the profit motive. Like, oh, I'm going to risk all my money, then my life savings, I'm going to invest it in that. I better make some money off of it to get more than I invested in through efficiencies. So that's the entrepreneur. But once a company gets big enough, you have a large corporation, yes, you still have your profit motive. Hopefully you have a market that you captured or a brand name. So the product you're selling still is profitable and has a profit margin. But then it's about efficiency and streamlining, which is not necessarily bad either. It's like lowering costs, keeping costs low, economies to scale. And so now instead of a leader like a Steve Jobs or a visionary or the original entrepreneur, now you need machine pieces, cogs, robots. And that's how you get promoted within corporate environments, within working environments. Now I'm getting to it though. Once you put those horse blinders on, and I saw it, McCoyan, I saw it, dude. they're not smart. They lack independent thinking. They're the biggest bunch of conformists because you could see them. They'd still dress like they were in high school. The dude bros, the girls. And come on, how many people in CSR and HR and other kind of business majors? You see them. They're just, I got to get my career. I need CPE. I need my MBA. It's like, you're a fucking moron. You're just an ass kisser. That's all you are. So with those horse blinders on, it's all about profit. It's like, how can we lower costs? And they didn't think long-term. They didn't think strategically. They lack the innovation or the foresight or the creativity. Say, wait, what's going to be the consequences and ramification long-term down there? I saw it in banking as well. A very common thing would be bankers would come into a small community bank. They'd make a bunch of shitty loans. They get their 2 to 3% commission on those loans, and then they'd leave. They go to another bank, and then they'd leave the bank that they just shat on with these really crappy loans. They don't think long-term. It's just, well, who's going to pay it back? Fuck it. I don't care. I got my commission. So no one thought, now, oh my God, our diabetes medicine, our insulin is made 10,000 miles away. Oh, yeah. You could have figured that out. I could have figured that out. Most people tuning in, but remember, we're not normal. We are superior, and I'm not bullshitting about that. Oops. Damn headphones. The average person doesn't think that far ahead, and that's why. And now it's not until there's a crisis, like, oh my God, we gotta bring it back. I'm not. I feel bad for the kids, but when you got parents that are so fucking stupid, what are we supposed to do without the medicine? It's like, look, this is just me, but if I had kids that had medical issues and they needed medicine, I might stock up, just in case. I don't know what the shelf life is for a lot of these medicines, but just me here, but I'd stock up. But yeah, no, we're definitely going to reconsider having vital supplies. I think it's going to bring back so much manufacturing that, oh, hey, we're all going to the factory again. I don't think that's going to happen. Yeah. Rahul with his Indian rupees. What is that? $2? Cheers to zero interest rates, quantitative easing till infinity. Yeah. I'm real curious to look at the velocity of money. Because I know this is going to sound real boring, but if you guys want an economics lesson, you want something to do later on tonight because you're not going to have anything else to do. Look at the velocity of money, which is how many times a dollar is spent and respent within a certain amount of time. So I take $1, I give it to Rahul. Rahul takes the dollar, he goes buy something. He goes to the restaurant. The restaurateur takes that dollar, buys the supplies, and the supplier goes and spends the money on his kids to see Blippi at performance. So it's kind of like a faith in the economy, like how quickly is that dollar spent over and over, or people, whoa, look out, let's save it. So what's really interesting is the velocity of money has actually been going down, especially after the Great Recession, because people just didn't have faith, which is a good thing, because if you look at household debt, it actually has gone down. But it's gone down, and it's about a month delayed. The economists have got to go and compile the data and put the data together to update their charts. So it's about a month or two behind today. But I can't wait to see what March looks like, because I bet you there's going to be a spike up because everyone's buying supplies, and then it's going to go down even lower than it is now. Because it has to. I mean, what are you going to do? If you would like to increase the velocity of money, if you'd like to see that chart go up, go ahead, make some donations here in the super chats. That's or buy my books. You will be helping the economy, the American consumer. Yeah, so it's going to be that. So I don't, to answer Rahul's point, I don't know if it's going to have any effect, because ain't nobody going to be spending no money. About the only thing that it is like, oh, we'll extend you this lifeline. Which, you know what, I'm going to come out. Should businesses have a oh shit fund? Yes, they should. But do they? No. I could see a lender of last resort situation here, where they, all right, look, before we all shit the bed, all right, it's just a disease. It's going to go away. There's no reason that we got to panic. Let's all just take a nice long vacation, maybe retool. Businesses could take a great opportunity right now. They could take a great opportunity to get stuff done. Government could go and repair roads when traffic is less. There's other shit. Look, there's always back office stuff to do. We don't always need to be going 110%. We don't always need little rest and relaxation, little retooling, little recharge the battery. Let's kind of organize it so that when the disease goes away, hey, we got this new and improved and more efficient economy. Not drastically, but it's improved. Our businesses are a little bit, we tighten things up a bit. Got things a little bit more efficient. But I'm okay with like, oh, wow, okay. Yeah, maybe government could step in. You should have business insurance. I know, guys, I know. We don't live in shitterland because, again, business majors are fucking stupid. So we'll extend you this. You're going to pay it back, but it's no interest rate. Okay, keep everybody. All right, we done now? Okay. What did we learn? Get business insurance. Save up some money. All right, and back to work, everybody. They really ought to say, look, we're not doing it. You're going to have, it's so sad, but the government has to come in and say, look, do we have to regulate you guys like the banks? Shouldn't you have 6 months operating cash? Huh? Like there should be an ocean. I don't like the guy's politics. I don't like the guy personally, but our Governor Waltz, we got a $2.5 billion surplus. Well, we did. We did. At the state of Minnesota. It's like, we should put it in a rainy day fund. I'm like, I didn't think you Democrats even knew what that was. And he's right. Maybe not all of it, but I was like, yeah, bad things happen. I don't know if there was a biblical story or a parable about 7 years feast and 7 years famine, but what do I know? Everything is awesome. Everything is great when you're part of the team. DJ Aftershock for $5. I can't even get my Pokeball. Oh, shit. I was like, hey, Pokeball fun. Nope, not today. No Pokeball for you, Cappy. Have no fear. The NBA Ivy League bankers know what they are doing. Bailouts and dude bro forever. Quantitative easing and Keynesian economics is the way. 6 figs, man. I was talking to a buddy. I can't mention who he is, but he worked in the FBI. And he was talking about, he had a ton of dealings with bankers. He had to deal with a bunch of bankers. He's like, they're so corrupt. They're always trying to, I'm like, yeah, I know. Tell me about it. I worked there. And he was amazed like how they would portray themselves to be like these big, and they're all frauds. Not all of them, but I'm not joking, like 80% now. The Great Recession flushed that out. So your quality and caliber of banker today is a little bit better. Not to mention the federal government is so far up their asses. If they sneeze, the feds know. So the quality of banker today, I would speculate, is much better than the quality of a banker 12 years ago. But that's all it is. That to shorten Dubro MBA bankers from Goldman Sachs to Piddly Podunk credit union down the street. All of it is, I'm a wheeling dealing man. I'm going to make business. I'm making a deal. And if it fails, the government will bail me out. SBA guaranteed loans, U.S. Department of Agriculture bailed out loans, the Federal Reserve bailing you out. That's all they are. So it is totally masturbation for these guys. They don't make a profit. They don't survive. They would, if the government wasn't there to bail them out, they would be all fired and out of work by now. And so all of this work, all this profit, if things were to happen, they were failures. That's why, what was it? Salomon, Smith, Barney. They went bankrupt. What was the other one? They all would have gone under because they're not good. They're net parasites, not intentionally, but they're not efficient. They're losers. That's why they needed a bailout. But it's this mentality that bankers and the finance type of dude bros have, where it's like, I'm an important businessman. Look at me go. And it's like, yeah, but you still didn't make money. You don't have the skill. You don't have the talent, and you need to get bailed out. You're no different than a liberal arts major. You're a fucking loser. And I think that reputation, like bankers now, even though maybe they're of higher quality and caliber, but I mean, bankers used to be like lawyers and doctors and bankers. Oh, now it's like, oh, you're a banker? Oh, okay. Parasite, go fuck off. But that whole environment, I'm a businessman. I mean, seriously, I wrote about it before. I knew waitresses and baristas that had a higher savings, had a higher net worth than a lot of these businessmen and bankers because they're all frauds. Don't feel bad when you see these people and you think they got more. They don't. They do not have more than you. Rahul for another 100 rupees. With the current scenario, I guess Bernie's student loan forgiveness plan goes up in flames. I don't. By now, here's the thing. If you want to be opportunistic about it, right now the world has got to suck our dick, the American dollar dick. And if I was president, and it can't be president, you have to be Lord Supreme because of Congress and all this other stuff. But if we, Thanos snap, now would probably be the ideal time to print off a ton of US dollars and bail out the student loans. And the reason why I say that is because our number one challenger on the global currency scene, China, is fucked. And not to mention, the whole world is fucked. This has nothing to do with Chinese fiscal policy or American monetary. Has nothing to do with that. This is a disease that is affecting all the planet. And now, and it ground zero was our number one rival to a world reserve currency. And now that they're out of it and their economy is getting fucked, although it is, I guess, coming back now, but not as strong as it used to be. Now that the dollar has so much global value, we go and print off a ton of shit. We bail out the student loan. I'd say, depending on currency exchange rates, maybe the government prints off some more money and we go buy some corporations. Maybe the U.S. government takes it. Singapore government does this. The central bank will go and buy. They'll take stakes. Hong Kong did this, where they would buy stakes in private companies. Especially now that the stock market has gone down, 30, 40%. Is the stock market even open? I don't know. You don't have really a better speculative opportunity than we do today. I'm sure the stock market could go down later, but view it from the United States federal government's perspective. Oh, we got the biggest dick in the world. Military, stable currency. Everyone's flooding to the dollar. Our number one rival is the ones who are suffering the most from this disease. It's throwing their entire export economy that's throwing that for a loop. Who wants to suck our dick? The world does. Dollars for everyone. But in exchange, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to print off all this money. We're going to bail out our retards. Those would be the millennials and Gen Zers who majored in liberal arts. But I think there's a huge opportunity, financially, economically speaking, and by the way, we're putting off a little bit more, and we're going to buy all these productive assets, especially now that they're like 50% off or 40% off or whatever. And then down the road, see, a lot of people don't realize this is what the Federal Reserve did, where they bailed out the banks, but it was to bail out mortgages on properties that were underwater. But over time, the federal government kind of like bailed them out at the ideal moment. All right, we're bailing out here at these low price. Then the value of these houses went up, and it actually made the balance sheets whole. So we can now we can liquidate that house. And now there is actual money. There is even more money because housing prices reinflated. This is an opportunity. It's a risk for the government to kind of do the same. And I know this would violate libertarian free market. The government shouldn't be in the market of buying stocks. It shouldn't be in the market of speculating. I'm just saying, well, look, you're investing in single mothers with rat bastard children. They're going to create crime. You don't invest. Oh, yeah, that's the educate. You piss away money on babysitting where you brainwash kids. You don't. You know what? Maybe you should buy a couple shares of Ford. Maybe the federal government should print off enough money to take a 10% stake in every, the S&P 500. What's wrong with that? That's a real investment. The taxpayer would actually get a rate of return. Well, you got to bail out you're just pissing away money bailing out student loans. Why don't you make an actual investment? Because Democrats don't know what investment means. Democrats means government spent money on pissed it away on parasitic people. That's their investment. A real investment would be like, well, at least there's a dividend associated with this stock. Hang on. What is the dividend yield of the S&P 500? Is it above 4% finally now? Here it is. Oh, wait, no. That's average. Hang on. Yeah, it ticked up 2.35%. That's still not a great investment. It needs to go up a lot more than that. But now would be the time. That'd be if old Cappy was the chief financial officer of the United States government. Print the fucking money, buy these fucking stocks or this index, bail out our parasitic dumbass millennials. We're going to have a come to Jesus. I mean, I also have, I would, if we're going to ever bail out the millennials of their student loans, I'm like, you're taking a 6-month course on personal financial management and you do not have a choice to attend. And I would have people like me teach it, where we go in there like a drill instructor and we refer them to parasites. We make them feel like utter shit. There'd be camps, like they'd be good. It'd be like almost a concentration camp. There'd be barbed wire. You're not allowed to leave. Until you prove to us that you're not going to be a fucking degenerate piece of shit, you don't leave this camp. It's like you get your student loans bailed out, but you're in this camp for 6 months. Oh, and by the way, we're doing some hard labor. You're going to go civilian conservation corps. We're going to go build a bridge. We're going to go help out Farmer Brown because he's old and crippled and he can't go clean the pigs or whatever. But yeah, we have there's always opportunity. Always balance in the universe, guys. Always balance. There's an opportunity here. But let me guess, we're not gonna. Am I now the $3 trillion man? How many $1 trillion problems could I have solved? There was the education bubble, there was the housing bubble, .com. There are other people that were talking about it too. I'm not the only person wondering about these things. Now, hey, do you want me to be the most valuable citizen? Put me in command, okay? And I could turn this economy around. We could. If we did it right, we may even be able to take a real serious chunk out of the national debt. There's an opportunity here, guys. There is. Oh, listen to him. What does he know? He'd only be able to really get some major problems solved in a matter of 6 months. The opportunity is there. But let me guess, how many people? We got 205 super high IQ people listening. How many of them really? But you know what? I bet you PewDiePie talking about the latest video game has a couple million more. And Joe Rogan, although Joe Rogan does talk about important shit, so I can't slam on him too much. Yeah, I don't think this is gonna make it. I don't think anyone's gonna listen. I bet you The View has a lot more listeners and viewers right now. Is The View gonna be on? Are those sassy ladies gonna tell us what to do? Oh God. Could you imagine what it would be like to watch The View this week? I just feel Donald Trump hold still, you fat. Where's the heart and all that fat mass? I think it's there. Ah, dang it. She's still moving. Aaron, are you advocating killing? No, actually I'm not. Don't, no. But it would just be nice. Shut the fuck up. Oh God, that'd be like listening to a socialist talk about economics. Listen to The View talk about whatever it is today. Talking about, let's go through the rest of the super chats here. DJ Aftershock, yes, $2. He says Lehman Brothers and AIG. Lehman Brothers was the one I was thinking of. AIG was an insurance company, I believe. And you guys don't remember because most of you are probably too young, but Anderson Consulting, which is Anderson Accounting, that was their consulting arm. They were the snootiest snoots that ever snooted in the big, back then was 6. And then they went belly up because of the WorldCom and what was the other major business? There was WorldCom and something else they screwed up, and they were just lying. They were like, when you think accountants and CPAs, you think Chad Elkins, mild-mannered, Clark Kent type of good, upstanding, Howard Sprague type of people. But Anderson Accounting and Anderson Consulting were like, they would only hire good-looking people. And then they wrote it out. They went away. Now it's Accenture. We're exciting because we're Accenture. And yes, if you go to Accenture's website, you will see nothing but the most wonderful rainbow of various colors and races. None of them are accountants or CPAs. They're models, but you'll just, oh my gosh, we're just a loving team of diversity. Do you balance the books? Do you have CPA? I don't care what color his skin is. Is he a CPA? Get him in here. But you see, we have this woman in a powerful business. You guys know the powerful business women standing like this, and they got one leg pointed out with their business skirt, and they're looking all powerful. That's what you get to do when you get an MBA, is you look powerful and you do your thing. You look one eye, put your foot out like that. Bunch of networking douchebags. Rahul for 100 rupees. I keep on saying reals. That's the Brazilian. Cappy, you're truly a cunning economist. I am. Look, let me ask you guys this. I don't know. One, if you agree, two, if you don't. Did I not explain to you what would seemingly be otherwise a very complicated international financial scene? Did I not just paint a rather simple solution to bailing us out of our student loan crisis, making the government some money, taking a really bad situation where we're just printing off more money and availing ourselves of the world's reserve currency status, and then also even with some residual leftovers, maybe take a real good whack out of our national debt? Did I not just paint a pretty, admittedly on top, it's a simple solution. There'd be a lot of machinations and requirements of central banking and of financial markets to do that. But did I not paint hey, here's a way out? Everybody, all economists in the United States, oh my God, we're in a horror film and there's monsters and mass murderers trying to kill us. Every economist, let's go into the basement, but with a flashlight. I'm like, why don't we just walk out the door and get the cops? Or, hey, I found a room with a bunch of shotguns with incendiary shells. Think we should arm ourselves with that and make a break for the door and get the cops? No, we got to go into the basement. Why? Why, Keynesians? Why? Technically, Aaron, printing off money and buying stocks, that would be a kid. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Morgan, there's another woman in here. What's with all these gals? They're pretty gals too. What's going on? Who told the women about this club? Now we got women. Thanks, guys. Now we're not only infected with the coronavirus, we're infected with the women. Nobody bleached down. Nobody sprayed for women. Now women are in the show. They're in the chat room. God almighty. Used to have a nice, we used to have a nice club, guys. We used to have a nice club. You all ruined it. One of you opened the door because she was pretty. She batted her eyes at you. Now there's a bunch of gals. That's another thing. I'm real sad. I'm not going to be able to go to my cigar lounge. That's closed. There's a tobacconist. That's the thing, though. It's not even for smoking the cigar. It's just an excuse to go talk to the old guys and pick on them. There's one guy, he's bald. Because when you walk in, you rub his bald. I wish for $10 million after 10. Oh, your head's not working, Rob. Why don't... The cigar is merely a prop. So there is a tobacconist, but I don't want to go just smoke a cigar. Here, I'm going to put this up for Morgan. I paid off 100% of my student loans in September 2019, a year and a half after I graduated. Good for you, Morgan. Good for you. God bless you. Noah. Oh, good old Noah's back. You think we could secretly print our debt away? Secret? What secret? What secret? It's on you go to the Federal Reserve website, you go to Fed database, you could go to BEA. I mean, it's there. We publish it. Secretly, no. There'd be nothing secret about it. Arnold A. Lempel for €5. In Germany, the total shutdown will be effective tomorrow. Today, still countless people go shoe shopping or having a sweet time in street cafe. Yeah, that's what I saw. I mean, it's a night and day difference between what you see on the internet. This is just like any news article. You watch what's happening on the internet, you think you'd step outside, there'd be 5 mushroom clouds of nuclear blasts off in the distance and birds dropping from the sky and cannibals cannibalizing each other right in front of you. You walk out, yeah, everybody was having a good old time. Nobody's chill. Nobody was upset. Everybody was chilled out. which is what gives me hope about the long term. I don't think people understand, oh, this is a virus. This isn't our economy is structurally flawed, although it is in some ways. This isn't a lack of faith in the economy. This is like, shit, we got a virus. It's just a big ass snow day. It's a month-long snow day. That's all this is. And people are just like, shit, we can't go out. Oh, shit. That's what it is. And I've said it before. I'll say it again. There better be some motherfucking bodies in the streets. I'm not seeing it. I've been looking at infection rates, death rates, and all that. These numbers better go up to warrant this type of response. And I know you can't trust anything on the internet, but on the numbers I've seen, if you want me to be your source of the corona updates, which is not going to be regular because I don't care, it is disproportionately killing old people, like all diseases do. The death rate for my age demographic is 0.4, which again makes me want to follow DT's advice. Just go lick a toilet bowl or something and get the disease, get sick, get over it, be like, hey, I'm Omega Man, motherfuckers. Where's that woman with the fro and the big titties at? What was that actress's name? Let me look that up. Omega Man. Maybe she didn't have big titties. Omega Man, Wikipedia, 1971, post-apocalyptic. Oh, it didn't get that good of results. A lot of people didn't like it. All I'm looking for, here we go, thank you. I just want to know the actress's name. Full cast and crew. Charlton Heston. Rosalind Cash, is that the female? Oh, she died she died at 56 years old. Oh, that's tragic. Man, you want something that's bad for your health, go be a star in Hollywood. Rosalind Cash. Let's take a look. Let's get a look of her when she was younger. Because she's not getting any older. Rosalind Cash. Oh, yeah. Not my favorite. Did you have big boobs? Maybe I'm thinking of somebody else. She looks like she doesn't have big boobs. There was somebody else. Yeah, she's a very pretty gal. Totally that 70s blaxploitation kind of look. Oh, yeah, she doesn't have big... Who was the woman? There was a black actress, and she was in some kind of, like, Amazon gladiators. It's just women in, like, bikinis fighting each other. Hang on. Can I find that one? This gal just had cans. My buddy Vince sent that. Female gladiators 70s movie. The Arena. Okay, hang on. Hang on, guys. Here, you want to see Arena. I'll put this in the chat room. I do an image search. It shows me Arena. The Arena. Black slave, white slave. The Arena. Pam Grier. Grier. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Hang on. Hang on, guys. View image. Here we go. You guys are going to be thankful for the great mighty Cappy on this one. Put that in the chat room there. You may thank me with super chats for that one. There was a gal. Pam Grier. Woo! Giggity. But yeah, so Arnold, I agree. Yeah, the sky is not falling for most people, and what they're saying on the internet is not playing off in the real world. And like I said, there better be some deaths. I don't want deaths, but there better be to warrant this kind of emergency reaction. Common sense philosophy for $5. How do I buy silver without getting ripped off? It's too late. You're not getting ripped off. You are paying market price. what the market will bear. I bought a bunch of junk silver. What, 6 months ago? Glad I did. I might sell some of it now, but I don't know. You're not going to. Okay, philosophically, you're not going to get ripped off. You're going to. I told you people. Did I not tell you people for how many years to get 200 ounces of silver? Every individual should have 200 ounces of silver. But now it's too late. I mean, you're going to pay a lot for silver. Don't get paper silver. Gee, if only there was a book written almost 10 years ago that would have told you this. Don't listen to the pajama-laden economist yelling at the internet. Let's take a look at silver prices. Okay. It's 17 an ounce. Hang on. I got to get some sugar in my system. I'm getting weak. Give me a second here, guys. I'll be back in a second. I've always had these weak spells since I was a kid where I don't get sugar in my system. Is that diabetic? I don't know. Trader Joe's. See, everything's good at Trader Joe's, guys. Trader Joe's. Oh, it's at Trader Joe's. It's automatically better. Interesting. So here's let's talk more economics, guys. This is very, very interesting. Silver's taking a hit. It's down 30. It's down a third. Went from 18 to 12. But that's paper silver. That's why I was confused why Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies dropped. I'm like, what's going on? Really? It doesn't make sense. There's opportunity here, guys. So I guess if you wanted to arbitrage, I mean, keep in mind there's risk. I'm not recommending this, but the paper silver is cheaper. Your physical silver, I think that's what you're talking about. How do you not get ripped off? Maybe, hopefully, you find a coin dealer who is following the paper price of silver and then prices his or her silver off of that. But I don't think coin dealers are that stupid. They're the ones who own the coins. So I don't know how you don't get ripped off. Paper silver, God, that makes absolutely no sense. Yeah, look at it. Here's the chart. Oh, it just tanked. So I didn't make money. I lost a lot of money on my silver. But my silver is physical. Here's what I would do, common sense philosophy. Unless you're doing it today or tomorrow, don't worry about it. Wait for it. But maybe buy paper silver. It's down 30%. You know, it could go down even more. But in general, everybody should have 200 ounces as an insurance policy. We don't look at silver or precious metals as an investment. It's not an investment. It doesn't generate little pieces of silver. It doesn't pay a dividend. This is an insurance policy. So I don't know if you want to expose yourself to paper silver, go ahead. Evan Iyer, why do Gen X bosses suck as much as boomer bosses? They're the same. They're the same. I know I slam on boomer bosses because that's who my bosses were, but Gen X is no better. They're no one's good. It's not like, I know this is how not to become a millennial, and we slam on millennials and all that, but no generation is good. The last generation that was good was the silent generation. And what I think where we focus on millennials is because they're younger, or they were younger, and they're the future, and here they are, they're about to come into their own, and then they just shat the bed in terms of adult performance. And then we also had the internet, which is, again, a finer and much larger net, and we pull up these sea creatures from the bottom of the floor that are hideous. And so you see every outlandish, crazy, zany thing they've done, when maybe this stuff has been going on all the time. But being Gen X, yeah, they're douchebags. Perfectly honest, man could kill all day and his job wouldn't be done. 85% of Gen X could fuck off and die. It's not like this generation is better than that generation. We're talking by incrementally and marginally so measures to the point it's pointless. So Gen X, it's the same thing. That's how they became bosses. It's like, when I went to business school, a lot of those people are probably management or supervisors now, maybe even executives. None of them fucking worked. None of them were smart. They just had a dad that worked at Cargill. The gal was cute enough that she got promoted on her looks, and now we have rah-rah feminism. Now you got a Sheryl Sandberg in there on affirmative action charge. There's no meritocracy. It's not like Gen X came in and we're like this great and holy and say. But the only thing you could say about Gen X is that we were the original latchkey kids, and that kind of maybe brought us up quicker. And I had hopes for Gen X. Like when I was young, I'm like, dude, we are not getting divorced. There's that. Fuck that shit. Whoa. Ain't none of my. No, they're getting divorced just the same. Women spreading their legs, spitting out kids, can't afford it, divorcing their husbands, not getting married, and then nobody learned anything. So yeah, Gen X is going to suck. The millennials bosses, when they get in, they're going to suck. The Gen Z boss, when they get in there, we need a big-ass motherfucking recession. We need people to suffer like they did in the Great Depression and then have a world war where people are dying and you don't see each other for years. That's what we need. People gotta quit being treated so softly. You gotta starve. You gotta suffer. We need to reintroduce huge amounts of pain. So we're like, oh my God, what's valuable in life? Instead of, I got the latest downloadable content for Call of Duty vagina monologues. What, you think these Gen X fucks with their MBAs, you think they've had a hard life? Mommy and daddy paying their way through Wayzata. They go to the school and then graduate from St. Thomas, which, by the way, is shutting down their full-time MBA program. Then they go work for Target Corporation, which if you've ever seen Target employees, you're like, not the stock boy. I'm not talking the rank and file, but go look at their CSR department. Holy fucking, oh my goodness. It was just amazing. It was so amazing. That fucking environment, you think you're going to get galvanized men and women of steel in that environment? Gen X is the original millennials. They're just as spoiled and pampered. I don't know, you guys don't remember the 80s, but holy shit, how much for the Nike high tops? Here you go, son. $70 for Cavaricci pants. Nothing's too good for my son. And I not that I've done an exhaustive study of everybody I went to school with. I wonder what happened to that guy. Holy shit, he didn't turn out. Can't even find half these people. Not that popularity is a measure or anything like that, but yeah, it's like, oh, someone should have become a doctor. Somebody should have done something of notoriety. And there's some cool people in my both high schools I went to. Like, oh yeah, so-and-so did well. Oh, good, yeah, he went in the military. He did this, he did. But the vast majority of them, fucking nobodies. Fucking losers. Of interesting note, a lot of the kids were like the skater punks ended up actually doing pretty well. You're like, hey, he's got family, he's doing all right. But the people that were supposed, fuck them. Fuck all of them. Shitty ingredients in, shitty ingredients out. That's why your Gen X bosses suck. That's why, and the only reason I do millennial against boomer, not only because the boomers predominantly brought up the millennials, but Gen X is almost an unknown footnote. You go on television, and if they're talking about anything intergenerationally, it's boomer, silent, and millennials and X. They just skip over, Z. They just skip over X. It's like, that mythical generation never existed. It's like, excuse me? What? Okay, fine. We didn't exist. We'll just fly under the radar and let you two fucking kill each other. Maybe supply you both with arms. But yeah, that's why. They're no better. They're no better. A DJ Aftershock for $2. The bankers need their McMansions and the Wayzata. Yeah, they got to do it in the Wayzata. And then, oh, dude, it was so fun because I worked at a bank out there one time. And it was weird because we'd actually get these Wayzata on Lake Minnetonka. Atham, look it up. Big-ass lake, which all the rich people live. Twin Cities. So there you go. A quick geography lesson there for all of you not familiar with the Twin Cities. And towards the beginning of the crisis, all these, quote, rich people were coming to my shitty-ass bank looking for extension loans. And I was like, why are you coming here? Shouldn't you be at, like, the private banking division of U.S. Bank or Wells Fargo? What do you got? It's because they got shot down. This is the beginning of the end. Tom Petters If you guys, he was in Wayzata and the Wayzata. If you look at him, he was the biggest fraud case in U.S. history until Bernie Madoff came and dethroned him literally 6 months later. So he was outshadowed by Bernie Madoff. But he was a Wayzata boy. And it was so great driving around Lake Minnetonka in those days because you'd see all these for sale signs and foreclosure. Like, oh, did the dude bro's not dude bro enough? I guess sucking dick doesn't make up for the fact you're a talentless, no good fuck. Moving other people's money around, taking a percentage. And you couldn't even do that correctly. And now you're McMahon, not a McMahon's real mansions. We're going up for sale. Oh, those are good times. I'll never forget that. Are we done with the super chats? Oh, no. We got a lot more here. Hang on. Scrolling up. I'm going to take a shower and get ready to go. I go where? I don't know. We're going to have lunch here. Otto Lampel for $5, €5 again. I work frontline critical care. We underestimated this bug a bit. The critically ill bound massive resources. Mortality rate in Italy is almost 10% now. Well, Arno, I'd love to put the comments down below. What percent of them are old? That's what I want to know. I understand the concept of amortizing out the number of people. I understand why we're quarantining, and because we don't want everybody getting sick at once. We flood the system and it's fucked. We underestimated this bug a bit. The critically ill consume or bound massive resources. The mortality rate in Italy is almost 10% now. Right. So this is the bottleneck. We only have yay much in terms of medical resources to dedicate to the critically ill. Mortality rate in Italy, 10% now. All right. I want to know, this isn't to belittle old people. I just want to know, do we as normal folk have to worry about it? Us people who haven't lived our lives yet. Us old people, or us not old people, like, well, I'm on a fixed income and need to reverse mortgage my house. And I need Social Security. And I should have been saving money in the 80s and 90s and 2000s, but I didn't because, well, I don't know. Woolad, who gets bails out? Boeing, airlines, cruises, banks? No, it's it's not necessarily a bailout. They might get a bailout. Bailout indicates that there are already losses, which would then show up on your balance sheet in your insolvent company. You owe more than you own. So even if you sold your assets and took all your cash and you generated, the proceeds were $2 billion, but you have debts of $3 billion. So a bailout would come in and net you that $1 billion with taxpayer money. What they're doing with quantitative easing, infinity easing, zero interest rates, lender of last resort, is they're offering lines of credit. They're offering loans that would have to be paid back to keep all these. It's not just Boeing, airlines, cruises, restaurants, anything, I'd imagine. Okay, shut down your operations now. I understand you have to keep the heat on, got to keep the water on, some maintenance for the building. Okay, we don't want you going in disrepair. I know you got insurance costs, and you probably have to pay your employees something so they don't starve. So here are some, even though you shut down temporarily, there are still some expenses you're incurring that need to be paid. But without income, without revenue coming in, you can't pay them. So what we will do is the federal government or something, but this is why you'd have business insurance, or maybe you have a rainy day fund. They didn't teach that at the Carlson School of Management. There was no rainy day fund because the people who teach at the Carlson School of Management are fucking morons and never run businesses. Although I did look into it, and their entrepreneurship, I think a full third of their professors run businesses. I'm learning how to fly. I'm going to flight school. Yeah. Only a third of my teachers are pilots, though. Oh, well, hey, but is it the University of Minnesota system? Yeah. How'd you guess? So they're going to offer low or interest-free rates just to keep the lights on, so that when this goes away, you don't have a building that's in disrepair. The factory machinery is oiled and ready to go. Your employees aren't starving. That's kind of what this is. It's not a bailout. But you could say philosophically it is a bailout because you should have an emergency fund. McCoyan for $5. Lots of Americans aren't healthy. The obese, diabetes, smokers, etc. at risk. If it gets out of control, you think it may hit those people hard? Yeah, it does. Yeah, they're talking about it. I forgot where I was reading, but yeah, if you're overweight, you smoke, you're old. I mean, a lot of it isn't necessarily your health. It's just you're old. Look, old people die. I got a grandma who's still alive. I got to run her supplies. I don't want to bring her the virus because she's 92. So I'm like, probably spray everything down with spray. But I got to run her supplies. And I want my grandma to live. But I'm not dumb enough to be this idealistic Gen Xer that was brought up on 1980s movies. Everybody wins in the end. The Goonies find the treasure, and then they save the town. This isn't an A-Team show. Yeah, there's a good chance my grandma might die. That's why I spend time with her. I love her. But then, yeah, for the rest of the Americans, yeah, if you're fat, you're taxing your heart. You smoke, guilty here. I have the occasional cigar. I'm not cigarettes, but. And now that there's no old guys to pick on or have them pick on me, there's no reason to go to a cigar lounge. So I probably won't even have a cigar. If you think it will hit these people hard, yeah, it's gonna hit them harder than the average person who's healthy. There's a piece of me that's kind of like, yeah, it'd be all right if this cleansed out, prune the tree a little bit. I could do without a little bit more rascal people. Not the old farts who are old and their knees gave away because of age, but you got your 29-year-old fat bloated single mom in Casper, Wyoming, clogging up the aisle and consuming Lord knows how much in taxpayer resources. Yeah, if she happened to have a little congestive failure, oh dang, Gertrude didn't make it. Oh, what was I was listening to Turd Flinging Monkey, and to show you how dark it was. So. And don't quote me on this. Someone's got to find the article. There was a guy who would dress like a nurse and would go into nursing homes and kill people. And they estimated, again, don't quote me on this. It's just what I heard third hand. He went in, they estimated he's killed over 1,000 old people in the nursing homes, which is horrible and tragic. But at the same time, this guy saved the taxpayer probably billions of dollars. Maybe not billions. I don't think I don't think $1 billion. But he, for whatever crime he committed, the sheer amount of money, usually when you commit a crime, you cost society money. This guy made society at least hundreds of millions, at least. And distasteful as that is, I'm not saying we should endorse murder or euthanasia, but that's the economics of it. So if this disease comes in and wipes out the weak and frail, you're going to probably see some medical savings on the back. And oh dang, did it wipe out? I don't think it's going to kill obese people. I really don't, because usually you got enough fat reserves. You'd have to have a real weak heart or something like that, or a breathing problem. Enron, thank you, Norma. What another woman? What a women? Jeez, all the women. So yeah, going back to Mikoyan, I think it's just going to hit people, like they said, breathing issues, lung infection, the old, the frail. But yeah, if it hit the obese, I don't care. I'm not, unless you have a thyroid condition, all 1.5% of you, it's just laziness. I have a huge disdain for fat people because they're lazy. That's all it is. I don't like fat people. www.catfight.co.kr. Oh, is that the battle between, is that the one with the arena? Is that where we can watch it? Are we done? No, we gotta get some more. The irony, the tragedy. Feel like Silas Marner, all these donations, but no Pokeball to spend the money on. Here we go. Final kill 44. Gen Zer here was planning on going out and getting a social life, then Corona hit. Am I just destined to live playing video games by myself? Yeah, we're pretty much. Well, not by yourself. You can play online. I play Call of Duty World War II online. I kind of know some of the regular guys because there's some people that they're up to like level 1000, which is as high as you can go. Oh, they got all the weapons and the tricked out gear and all this other crap. And I'm kind of like, I don't think I'm going to get to that level. I'll play like 2 or 3 games here or there, but that's about it. Then it's kind of like, I want to get going. Look, remember the days there was no online gameplay? You just had to play with your buddies. You had 2 controllers. You play combat on a Atari 2600. Block, 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 block. Those were the days. Say no to white supremacy. What is your opinion about coronavirus conspiracy theories and the Illuminati? Nah, I don't know. Anytime somebody says Illuminati, I tune you out. I'll explain to you conspiracy theorists. They are bored people with no lives who want to believe in fiction, and that's how they get off. That's what it is. The lizard people under Denver International Airport. The Illuminati. Oh, what is it? No. Hey, if your life is that bored, you got to get into conspiracy theories. Like, for example, a conspiracy theory I'd entertain would be, this could be a weapons lab. Yeah, it could. Yeah, there's a possibility there. I'll go with that. But ancient aliens, it could be aliens. Oh, okay. All right. Oh, yeah, the pyramids are just these spaceships produced by the Black Hebrews. And they're coming from the... all right. Whatever. Okay. All right. Yeah, Christianity is crazy. Guy nailed to a plank of wood, die for your sins. And that's how we get into heaven somehow, which is crazy. But, ancient aliens came down and put these pyramids here, and they were the Black Hebrews. And they coincidentally just happen to look a lot like humans and can have sex with the other humans on the... What are the chances? I have no time for conspiracy theories. None. DJ Aftershock, $2. Haraskell needs that 24-ounce Mountain Dew. Yeah. Every once in a while, I'll have a cheat day and I'll go to like a Five Guys or a burger joint. And I did it. Once you did it, you can't go back. You start to look at everybody. And there's the fat sow with her big Diet Coke and her... Come on, man. You don't know what the problem is? You can't figure this out? That's it for the super chats. There you go. No, there was one more. Was there one more? No, there was one. Not one more. Let's do the sponsors real quick. Well, look at those cans. Woo! Pam Greer. Giggity. Let me get to the podcast. The sponsors. Okay. PushingRubberDownhill.com. Go to PushingRubberDownhill.com, where my buddy Adam Piggott has his blog. Also a podcast at that same site, and his book, PushingRubberDownhill.com. He has another book. Now's the time to buy books, guys. And Pushing Rubber Downhill is a mandatory book. I put it up there with The Rational Male, The Way of Men, Rush's Bang books, if you can get them, Batchapad Economics. And I'm going to throw this one up there, too, How Not to Become a Millennial. That is a must-read for Gen Z, for those of you young enough to listen to it or heed it. But it is the hero's journey, is what that book is in a modern day setting, and all the cringe, so the stuff he does. Rides across Australia from Perth, our good buddy Adriano will know about that, all the way to Sydney on a crotch rocket for a girl. He wanted to get the girl, and she wouldn't pick up the phone. This was back in the day when you didn't have smartphones. So that is worth reading. Get that book. Get any of those books while we're all cooped up here and not allowed to go anywhere. Where'd it go? This book, no. Oh, here it is on the floor. I'm going to plug this. Surf the Financial Wave. This is a letter. That's why it's short. From a guy in Sweden, someplace, to his cousins who are about to enter the real world. He talks about compound investing. It is a shorter book than this, which may be a little bit more intimidating for your average high school graduate. So maybe that's digestible, but as I'm finding out, nobody young really listens to anything. Speaking of young people who don't listen to anything, here's Randy Bentwick's book, The Pence Principle, learning from Brett Kavanaugh, basically, how not to get Me Too'd. That, for its lengthier, it's still a shorter book, but the wisdom or the advice herein is a great, how do I get the silver? Well, how do you protect your career is another way, by not interacting with the girls. And I've had some darker thoughts about the future here with how men and women are acting with each other, and how I fear that women are, since marriage is on the decline, they are now going for other means by which to profit off of men. And even though false rape accusations are more out of spite, I'm wondering if they're not being conditioned to be money makers as well. But that's for a different time. What else? I'm trying to find. Look at all this crap. I don't need all this. Why do I have all these notes? God, I got to clean up my note page. Oh, people were asking. People sent me a ton of emails about benzo, saying don't go on them. There we go. Get rid of the roller skating, Vietnam. Look at all this crap I don't need on my notes. I don't need that. I don't need this. Sorry, guys, just cleaning this up here. Visit Sandman's channel on YouTube, by the way. Give him a shout out. There we go. Boo, 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 boo. Don't need that. There's another one. Okay, now I'm finally to the sponsors. MGTOW's Guide to Retiring on $200,000 in Southeast Asia. You can find that available at MGTOWbooks.com. Here we have Personal Finance 505. I'm going to put that. This is another incredibly short book on millennials telling you how to retire. And the only way to find that book is the link I just provided below, because if you search Personal Finance 505, you will not find it because someone didn't do their SEO optimization. The Catholic Red Pill, written by James DePrisco. You can find that on YouTube. That is the Red Pill for Catholic men. It's not written for women because women don't listen to truth and they want to be told lies. AcademicComposition.com. Go to AcademicComposition.com because most of you are going to have to do this online. Now is a great time for Alex and his writing staff, where they will write your papers for you. And so if you don't want to write papers on Marxist socialist studies, do what corporations do. Outsource it, okay? That's the Carlson School of Management should just give you an MBA. I outsourced the writing of one of my papers to another person. Here's your MBA with honors. You know all there is to know about business. He's also hiring people. He's always hiring writers and marketers. The jobs suck. Don't go work for Al. Oh, this sucks. Yes, it does suck. Writing papers suck. Putting ads in Craigslist and other places on the internet sucks. All right? But you get to work from home and he pays. All jobs suck. All of them. All of them. So there you go. Told you the truth. I got to make a post about academic composition as well. We talked about the Pence Principle. Piggott. Then we got my books. Let's go through them. Let's go through something different. Hang on. Put the coffee over here. Here. I got two books, the best of. Let me see if I even got this on the screen right. Love Letters to the Left. These are my best of books. This one and this one. The Best of Captain Capitalism, top shelf. Hang on. Let me get my finger out of the way. It says top shelf there underneath my knuckle. Each one, and there's another one, Captain Capitalism Reserved. These are my best of blog posts. And if you are bored, you want to read that, we got that. Then we got other books. Let me get, we already talked about Bachelor Pad Economics, Curse of the High IQ. Get this one, guys. Seriously, if you're looking for something to kill some time, you can come out a better person. That's going to improve your life. Reconnaissance Man, when you can travel the U.S. again. That's one. Worthless. I don't know. I've kind of given up on this. This makes here's the real point of this book. Let me explain to you the point of this book. With graduation coming up and Gen Z being no more savvy or educated or conscious than the millennials. They're going to make the same mistakes. They are. I've given up on everything in the future. At least what this book does is when you give it to your child that you failed to raise properly to listen to you, or you give it to your cousin or your niece or your nephews or whatever, you give it to some young person you care about, say, read this book and stop, don't major in stupid shit. Then when they say, I need a bailout, then you say, hey, dumbass, didn't I tell you to go buy this book? Did I tell you to read? Didn't I buy you this book for a graduation gift and then you still didn't read it? It's all it is a way to say you told you so. That's really what it's quickly becoming. Get these books. The Black Man's Guide Out of Poverty. That'd be something for black brothers out there to do. I've gotten a couple of questions from Latino dudes saying, can Latinos read? It's like, yeah, it's the same. Again, the laws of economics and finance don't change for anybody based on race or who you are. And whatever is said in here could equally go for women. But once again, women want to be told lies. They don't want the harsh truth. But the same things that are specific to the black community, black men, more or less are the same things affecting black Latinos, Latino males. But with a different cultural flair. That's the only real difference. Black dudes will go put rims, like $5,000 rims on a $2,000 donk. Latinos go buy a big ass truck and put hydraulics in it. Okay. You're pissing away your money. There you go. Having kids out of wedlock, having more kids than you can afford. Dude, you guys, every guy, but specifically the Latinos and the blacks within our community. You guys want to have all the power? I'm not talking from whites. We're never giving that up. Oh, there's too many people in Connecticut. No, I mean, you want to make your lives all a hell of a lot easier. Like, you don't have to worry about baby mamas or any fucking I'm serious. I'm being deadly serious. This is like, you want the silver bullet. You want the silver bullet and it would cost you less time than doing this. You guys should go get a vasectomy. That's what I did because I couldn't afford kids. And if I just had one mistake, one fuck up, oops, I forgot to take the pill. Money. You owe me money. Dude, guys, for $500 probably at a clinic that's cheap, maybe even free if you go to Planned Parenthood, I don't know, to maybe $1,200 on the high end, you never have to pay child support. There's a chance now, however, that when you have a vasectomy, the tubes reconnect on their own, and then you're not shooting blanks no more. But something to consider. Just look into it. But that would, I mean, you can read this book, and it's true. There's good stuff in here. But I mean, the short and dirty, the real quick solution, get a vasectomy. And they say, well, wait, won't we be able to not? Well, yeah, but down there, you can always pull sperm directly out of the testes, which I know needles and testes does not sound, it's not a good combination. I'm even wincing at it. It's like the guy on third base takes a line drive to his nuts. It's just, everybody communally feels the pain. But that's something, oh God, could you imagine the female community, both Latino, black, and white, I get any, but predominantly the black female community, if all the brothers started getting vasectomies, holy shit. And they can't do anything about it. They can't tell you what to do with your body. Hey, my body, my choice, bitch. Here's a cup of shut the fuck up next to the bag of dick stores that you can choke on, except they're closed because of coronavirus. That would be hilarious if all the brothers started getting vasectomy. Maybe there's some rich rapper that, instead of announcing, we're going to bring down the system, what if he said, and all you guys out there, get yourselves your vasectomies. And it's like, what? What's that? Oh, hey, billboards go up, vasectomies, set yourself free. There'd be like Abraham Lincoln setting the black slaves free. And then the next panel over would be a doctor with, I don't know what a vasectomy device looks like, and setting the black man free again. Oh, guys, that would be so cool to see. That would be like the good, the bad, and the ugly moment where the captain hears the bridge blow. I would just love to see that before I die. Where the brothers all just start getting vasectomies and to see the sisters just freak the fuck out. Oh, you could see, and then think about, hear me out. Take somebody who's got like a child support. This don't matter if you're black or white, whatever. Take some poor schmuck that has child support. Whatever his monthly check is, imagine if that could go into your bachelor fund. Imagine you could have some nice threads, just maybe a nicer apartment. Okay, I mean, all that money, or just saving it up, like, oh, I'm just saving it up. I still got my shitty car, but now I'm going to go to Vegas for a month. I'm going to go hike. I'm going to do reconnaissance. Could you imagine how much better the black man would be off if they all got vasectomies and then there was no sperm jacking, baby mamaing, baby daddying, none of that shit? That's almost as brilliant as my idea for the federal government to print off all this money, buy up stocks, bail out the student. Yeah, I got all the problems. I got them all solved. I know everything. Just do what I fucking say. Nobody's going to listen to Cappy. Oh, that's right. We're going through sponsors. Enjoy the decline, accepting living with the death of the United States. Here's Doc's book, School of Errors. You guys, this is a good book to read now, especially given the crisis and everything over there. I'll put this down here in my book collection, which is basically a pile of envelopes, some other papers, and Doc's book. And then what else? Oh yeah, How Not to Become a Millennial. Mostly written by me, but purchased and edited by Vince Barrick. You can find that on Amazon.com. Trust you me, guys. Oh, let's read a chapter. Well, not a whole chapter. Let's read from the book of St. Barrick. Without going into a lengthy bioevolutionary lecture, laziness was critical to survival because it made the most efficient use of the very limited calories of energy available to us in the past. Prehistoric man had to conserve energy as much as possible, and if he was going to expend it, he had to do it very efficiently and judiciously, because if he didn't and expended more calories of energy chasing an antelope than the food it would yield, he'd starve to death very quickly. Feelings and emotions were also critical to survival because humans were not lone wolves. They were, and still are today, herd animals. To survive, it exponentially paid to work within a team or tribe, which will allow for the easier entrapment of food, the specialization of labor, and safety in numbers. But if you didn't get along with the tribe, they would either kill you, banish you, or sell you into slavery, all of which was a death sentence. So when you are liked, loved, or merely accepted, you have positive feelings because your survival was more guaranteed. This makes lies... Oh, this is a good part. This makes lies such a great sell because it directly plays to the two most powerful forces in the human mind, laziness, fear. Yeah, laziness and fear. It either promises something for nothing, which is the definition of laziness, or love accepted as a popularity within society, which triggers good emotions, or a combination of both. And while we could sit here academically, objectively identifying lies as bad and logically to conclude not to believe in them, those Darwinistic forces of survival are so strong, it's a lot easier said than done. Thus, lies pit the two most powerful parts of our brains against one another, the logical frontal cortex and that of our instinctual hindbrain. And an epic battle ensues between what we consciously know to be right and what feels instinctually good, no matter how wrong. And if human behavior is any indication as to which one wins in the end, it very clearly and logically is lies. American obesity is clear proof people are choosing ice cream over broccoli. Worthless degrees are clear proof Americans choose laziness over reality. Choosing to do drugs, legal or not, is the lazy way out of dealing with your problems. Every socialist party, including the Democrat Party, is nothing more than a party promising free shit on the backs of others in exchange for votes. Reading dieting books, dieting magazines, dieting blogs, and participating on dieting internet chat rooms, but never actually dieting is again proof humans love sweet-tasting lives more than some harsh truths. Smokey Cigarette, ba-da-ba. Great book. There you go. And it'll keep you occupied for quite some time. Audio version coming out relatively soon. And while we are about to go into quarantine mode, if you're going to want some other podcast to tune into, here we go. 405media.com, Financial Survival Network.com, that has with Kerry Lutz. He's probably talking a good game. If you guys want to know about silver and precious metals, go over there. He probably has some great guests on. Matter of fact, I should probably go download some podcasts and tune into him. Canto Talk, C-A-N-T-O, Silvio Canto, for those of our Latinos who you don't like whitey here. You don't want to listen to the white man. Oh, he's got to be a Latino. Tune into Silvio. He's like an older, more mature, more experienced version of me. Dude's good looking man too. Got like this big mop of hair, just this full, and all of his sons are really good looking young men. I think they're in the military. Just these good looking family. You're like, oh shit, my genetics are crap. You're all tall. Look at that hair. FrankSurvey.com, O'Shea Jackson. You can find him on YouTube. TJMartinell.com, World Class Bullshitters, BlackBrigade.org, Entrepreneurs in Cars, YouTube again. Podcast.michaelkingswood.com/RSS. The Goddamn Bacon, The School Sucks Project, and Better Bachelor. I'm strongly recommending you boys out there. I'm going to put that on my list. Better Bachelor. I've been binging on his stuff, and it is nothing. Again, everyone. Oh, this is nothing new, but it's so chill. It's like going into you want to be calm. You want to go. It's like the jazz club of the red pill community. You go like, hey, welcome to Better Bachelor. All right. And it's just very relaxing, very relaxing. He slams on himself saying, looks for radio and a voice for print. And he actually has a really good radio voice. He doesn't know it. He's this engineer, network engineer, came out of nowhere. And he's just like kicking ass. And he doesn't realize he has these other skills and traits that make it like it's the perfect storm. He doesn't realize what he's got, but he's real good. Check out betterbachelor.com. We got that there. All right, let us go through the super chats one more time. Then Cappy's going to take a shower, assuming they haven't shut off the water. Hey, boomers, is the work still getting done? By the way, our emails, is work getting done? How you know the work's getting done? You haven't seen your employees in a week. Hang on, is the world blowing up? Oh, no mushroom clouds yet. Oh my God, are you sure, boomers? Oh, traffic. I should have looked up traffic this morning. Oh, I lost that. Where'd it go? There we go. Say no to white supremacy, $2. What's your opinion on the Confederate flag? It's the state Georgia flag, or it was the state of Georgia flag. It's a flag. It doesn't mean racism or slavery. That was, 160 years ago. All it is the latest. It's like the word retarded. Beforehand, the word was mongoloid, I believe. But that was a pejorative. That was meant, I think, to be an offense to people who are mentally retarded. Then we changed it to mentally retarded. And then a bunch of social justice warrior, virtue signaling fucks who are too fucking lazy to derive value say, oh, that's a bad word. Oh, see, you're a bad person. You're a bad person. This is what they're doing. Yeah, I'm a good person pointing out the bad person. That's all it is. And you have victimhood policy. Oh, it's oppression. It's just like, no, it's the state flag of Georgia. It was on the General Lee and Dukes of Hazzard. I guarantee you, there's a bunch of, well, they're not young black kids anymore. They were back when we watched Dukes of Hazzard. There's a bunch of black men today who like the General Lee. Oh, that's kind of a cool flag. And they're cheering on the Duke boys because Boss Hogg was coming after. You got to get the Duke. But Roscoe P. Coltrane, a bunch of fucking Nazis, and that's who the real Nazis are, came in because they wanted victimhood politics. It's the Confederate flag. I suppose, yes, it was a Confederate flag, but it became the state flag of Georgia. It's so blatant and apparent. It's people who they're putting landmines down, they're putting eggshells around everybody so that if you're like, oh, I like racist, give me money and free shit. Lower my standards. I'm so oppressed. Oh, is it gaslighting? I never knew what the term gaslighting is. It's and artistically, kind of a cool flag. You know, big X, stars, red, blue, white. It's kind of a cool pattern. I mean, and if you're all so fragile, and you're not fragile, well, you are fragile. If you're all that lazy, you gotta, everything's everything's oppression. You're in for a very, very sucky life. And me personally, no, I still say, no, you're mentally retarded because that was the polite word back in the day, not to say mongoloid, which I don't know what that day. And now what is it? Mentally disabled? Here's how you can tell the Nazis are winning. The more syllables you got to say, that means you're dancing to their tune. I say black. You want to know why? It's not to offend black people. It's because I got a certain amount of life expectancy. I don't want to piss it away saying African American. That dude's Asian. Asian American. He's white. Caucasian American. No, fuck you. Suck my dick. Suck my fucking dick. And what? The United Negro College Fund. Now, Negro is a bad word, I guess. Mulatto, I think that was the polite term years ago, where a mixed race kid, black and white. Oh, no, that's bad. Everything's going to, so it's like, well, how many times are you going to jump through these hoops for these people? How much? It's like, no, fuck you. No, it's not meant as an offense. You're a despicable, inferior, disgusting person who's purposely laying a trap that doesn't exist so that you can make it seem like you're, oh, I'm offended, I'm oppressed. No, you're not. You're just a fucking quanta, male or female. So I don't care about the Confederate flag. It's kind of a cool looking flag. Here's the extent of my thoughts of hey, that's kind of a cool looking flag. It was on the General Lee in Dukes of Hazzard. That's what it is. That's what everybody's experience was. Or the majority, until a bunch of fucking shysters came. Oh, that's oppression. It's like, oh, it's on the Dukes of Hazzard. You don't know the history of that flag. You're right, I don't. I don't know the history of the flag. Oh, I don't care. Daisy Duke was hot. That's what I cared about. And I like the dog Flash. Everybody liked Flash. Oh, everyone liked Flash. Go get him, Flash. Did you guys know Boss Hogg was a cryptology guy? A cryptologist? What? He decoded code. He was a coder. Or decoder in World War II? You didn't know about that. Those racists. Most Northeasterners moved to the South. Mostly Northeastern. Yeah, because of the low taxes. Is that even a thing? Really? Oh, you Yanks. Is that really a thing? Does anyone know where the Mason-Dixon line is anymore? You know, is some Francis Beauregard down south? Oh, you Yanks coming in here. Picturing a big Colonel Mustard mustache. Belligerent digger for $5 Australian. Hey, mate, thanks for your work. Yeah, thanks, man. I presume he's working out there in the mines of Oz. Are we done? Are we done with the super chats? We be done. Okay, guys. If you would like to help out the show, we'll be back. There's going to be, I have a feeling we'll probably, I don't want to say double the amount of shows, but, you know, keep an eye, subscribe, I guess. Seriously, I don't know about the subscribing thing. I think if you subscribe, you get a notification. So subscribe to this channel, and I have my other channel a lot of you don't know about. It's over at Older Brother. Go to YouTube, you search Older Brother, and I have my other podcast there. That's the more polite channel. If you subscribe to both, I think when you subscribe, you get a notification. So if you could then oh, hey, Cappy's on, you could tune in. We'll probably be having more people on. I have a feeling people are going to want to come on. It's going to be both supply and demand driven. So if you need a break through your regular day of watching soaps or playing video games, you could tune in here. And that's about it. Otherwise, if you'd like to help out the show, you may. You can go to olderbrother.com/donate. And there's the three main ways you can help out there. One, you can make a direct payment to PayPal. You don't get anything for that. So I don't know why you do it. Two, you can go to Patreon. There's a Patreon link there at olderbrother.com/donate. And you become a Patreon member for, I don't know, $1 a year, $1 a month, I think is the cheapest. And you get access to a bunch of things behind the scenes. I got a bunch of podcasts put up there. It's called the Road Trip Podcast. Some pinup pictures of Mary Jo. If any of the ladies in the audience wanted to help out the show and you're of a comely nature, send in some bikini or not rated R. We can't have rated R, but, you know, some cheesecake, housewife pic, just a nice picture of a nice housewife holding a thing of cookies. That's modern day porn now. I usually throw that to the wolves over at Patreon, and Mary Jo has been kind enough to do that. She provides us with some nice, classy, and tasteful pinups. So you get access to that as well. You also get access to my post, which is probably my best post I've ever written, called How Sanity is the Future of Wealth. That alone is worth the price of entry. And I don't do the platinum. I may do that later, but right now I don't do the platinum, gold, silver. If you do $10 a month, you get this. If you do $100 a month, you get that. I was like, hey, you pay $1, cool. I'd say it's Pokeball money or beer money, but nothing's open. Just sit here and collect and save money. There's that. And then finally, the best way to do it is to do all your shopping through my Amazon affiliate program. That doesn't cost you anything. It does. They don't charge you more. You just go to olderbrother.com/donate. Yes, you have to go there on your computer. Yes, you have to. Not the phone, not the app. Sit your ass down, you millennial fuck. Go on the computer like a boomer does and log in, or don't log in. Go to olderbrother.com/donate. Click on the link to the Amazon affiliate program. It takes you to Amazon's page, and then you just shop. Buy all of the stuff you do. You have to go there first. You have to go to olderbrother.com/donate first. Click on the link. Otherwise, they don't know where you came from. But then once you do that, everything you buy, I get a 6 to 7% commission or cut. You don't pay anything extra. And if all my listeners did the online shopping through Cappy, that'd be great. And I'd be retired. And that's it. And then Jangle Creek, Geek, wanted me to read the lyrics for Blue Tail Fly. I just did, didn't I? I'll do it again here. I'm not going to read the choir. Oh, they have 1846. They have like 4 or 5 versions. 1847. All right. If you should go to summertime to South, they spell it South Carolina, sultry climb, and in the shade you chance to lie, you'll soon find that blue tail fly. Jimmy Crackcorn, blah, blah, blah. When I was young, I used to wait on Mass's table and hand a plate. I'd pass the bottle when he dry and brush away the blue tail fly, Jimmy Crackcorn. When old Massa take his sleep, he bid... he bid this person of a certain color sight to keep, and when he grows to shut his eye, he'd tell me, watch that blue tail fly. Well, Master ride in the afternoon, I follow Archer with a hickory broom. DePony, he is very shy. Cat. They're spelling it purposely to have the accent, which makes it hard to read. The pony run dar dump a pitch. He trod the master in the ditch. He died, and the jury all did cry that the verdict was the blue tail fly. Old master's dead, and I'll let him rest. They say all things they have for the best. I never shall forget to the day I die. Old master and the blue tail fly. There's like 4 versions. One's got, oh no, there's way more. There's 8 versions. Oh my goodness. I wonder what the Bugs Bunny one was. Jimmy Crack's going, I don't care. Jimmy Crack's going, and I don't care. Jimmy Crack's going, and I don't care. My master's gone away. All right. See you guys later. Toodles.